Yo, what is really good, my dudes? Welcome to another RuneScape news coverage video. For this video, we're going to cover just general information about Elite Dungeons to get you ready for it later this month. So without any further ado, let's jump right into the video. Let's go.
Cats is the illest. What you talking about, Willis?
Alright guys, so yeah, hopefully this will all, by the end of this video, give you just general information about the dungeons themselves. If you have any further questions about it, do leave it in the comments below, and I'll definitely let you know if I can answer any of those. First up, Elite Dungeons will have a group size of anywhere from 1 to 3 people. There are 2 difficulty levels. There is Normal and Story Mode. Now, the difficulty will not scale with the amount of players in the dungeon, so it doesn't matter if you're by yourself, with 2 people, or 3 people. The difficulty of everything in those dungeons remains the same. The only thing that changes is if you are on story mode. This is a lighter mode for people who aren't very much PVM heavy and they just want to get the requirements done, because there are some Master Quest Cape requirements and lore related aspects to it. So if you just want to get into that, you would do story mode. Story mode has all NPCs at half health and they do 1/3 of their normal damage output. So it should be very easy, or fairly easy, for most people to be able to get done if they're just seeking out those things. Now, I believe if you are doing story mode, I'm not sure if that means that'll check off the comp requirements or count towards your Reaper. I would imagine they wouldn't. I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyways, in terms of time to complete them, one dungeon that is, Model Ryan on the stream said that if you're going solo, he imagines it would take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to complete. If you're duo, it should take about 20 to 40 minutes to complete. And if you're trio, the players came in to playtest it, and Couchy's team, who had Couchy, Omid, and Satin, were able to run and gun it through all the way and got to the last boss, Seryu, in just 7 minutes. But they did rush through everything. They tanked all the NPCs at once, etc. And they are some of the best PVMers we have, so if you're not as good as them, then obviously it's not going to take that fast. You're going to see probably, I would imagine, anywhere between 10 to 20 minutes if you're going with the trio, and you're not like the top tier of PVMer, which is relatively good. It's not that bad of a dungeon. Length, it seems pretty reasonable. Anyways, as I kind of hinted at, there are comp requirements. There's Master Quest Cape requirements as well, which is why there's the story mode. It is tied to Reaper, so you will have to reap to get the Reaper title, etc. And it will be required for Insane Final Boss. Elite Dungeon 1 will have 1 boss pet, and since it's, required for Insane Final Boss, it's also required for Final Boss title. Also, filling up the first collection log for the Temple of Amanishi will unlock the cyan-colored title, Acolyte of Seryu, which is a suffix, by the way, so it goes after your name. Now, in terms of the rewards for the Elite Dungeons, there are DG tokens, normal GP, and DG XP, as you'd probably expect. The DG XP, however, works very different in Elite Dungeons than it does in normal dungeoneering. Now, XP is given anytime you kill a monster in the Elite Dungeon, much like combat XP, and only bosses, the 3 bosses we talked about in previous videos, and any mini bosses you come across will drop DG tokens. So you cannot get DG tokens from the regular monsters that, populate the dungeon, only the bosses and mini bosses. In terms of XP for DG, the rates for dungeoneering XP are estimated at around 300k per hour. Or if you happen to be doing story mode, greatly reduced down to 30 to 45k an hour. Also, if you happen to be curious, you will be able to obtain skilling and combat pets here while in the dungeons. Now, the drop tables of the monsters themselves have had special consideration when making them. Jagex has avoided giving out any raw resources like raw food, ores, or logs, and they also won't be dropping armors and weapons like rune plate bodies, etc. However, they did say that they do have new items that will be alchable and disassemblable. However, they disassemble the same component table as gizmos, which are essentially all components. So if you're disassembling these, you can't really target certain components that you're looking for because it's random among pretty much everything on offer. So it's interesting that they went that route, but if it's not of interest to you, you can sell it or high alch it, whatever the case may be. It's similar in some ways and different in others to the way that the mining and smithing team is handling the drop tables when that update launches with the Salvage, which is a video I've covered, going into much greater detail as to how that's going to work. So if you are interested, do check it out. But we'll see how this approach works. Anyways, we want to talk about the reward shop for a minute. Now, there is a new reward shop that does use your DG tokens, so I'd suggest if you don't have a lot, try to start saving up now. Or if you do have a lot, don't really spend any of your points until this comes out. I only know of 2 rewards on this reward shop, but we'll get into them. First up, we have a new invention blueprint that unlocks the enchanted notepaper. This is basically the same as magic notepaper you get from Treasure Hunter. However, this version is untradeable. And I imagine it's probably a very welcome change for Ironman, because now it gives the possibility of Ironman having access to magic notepaper, which probably many of you who play Ironman mode are very happy to hear about that one. The second thing I know about on the reward shop is a drop enhancer. This enhancer is only usable in Elite Dungeons, so you can't take it out into the open world and get your drops enhanced in any way. But in terms of how they're going to function, for example, in the Temple of Amanishi, you'll be able to get certain things that you wouldn't normally get from the various mobs in the dungeon. Things like Sirenic Scales and Clues. And it'll make them drop rarer things more common, which is pretty neat. And there will be more things on the shop. These are the only 2 that I know about that were revealed. However, if you do have the Elite Dungeoneering outfit, it will work with these rewards, giving that reduced token cost. So that's a really good benefit for anybody who has that. Also, Model Ryan on stream did say that the outfit may be released with the 3rd Elite Dungeon in December. That's not 100%. But if all goes well, we will see it out by then. We may even see it out before then, but we're going to have to wait and see. I'll let you know if we get more information about that. Now, if you happen to be a Gold Premier Club member, there will be something for you to pick up from the Vault Guardian when this launches later this month. However, they did not reveal anything about it because it would spoil something about the Temple of Amanishi. Obviously, we don't know what that is, so they did not let us know what the Gold Premier Club benefit would be, but there will definitely be one. And finally, I just want to close out, if you are a Ironman account, you can do the content, both solo and in groups. It does use the grouping system. It does not use the instant system with most bosses. It uses the actual grouping one, much like raids. That being said, that's pretty much all the information regarding Elite Dungeons, the first one coming up at the very end of this month, in just a couple of weeks. As I said in the beginning of the video, if you have any questions still after all that, do leave them down in the comments below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Anyways, I'll see you guys tomorrow with Monday's update, which is a new update to Divination, which supposedly boasts the best XP per hour, bar caches, but it is better than Ancestral, so looking forward to seeing how that pans out. I'll see you guys tomorrow on that. That will wrap up the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet and you want to stay up to date on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you watching. I'm out. Peace.